Hola everybody, welcome to Mana Studio Live. Glad you could join me today. If you read the title of the video, which I assume you did if you clicked on it, but maybe you didn't, I don't know. Maybe you just like hanging out with me. Today we're talking about a free, I'll explain that in a minute, orchestra plugin. A full symphony orchestra virtual instrument that you can use with your DAW, like GarageBand, Logic, Ableton, whatever DAW you use. So this is Spitfire BBC Symphony Orchestra Discover, I think is the full name of it. We're going to look at it today. We're going to play with it a little bit. As I said, it's a virtual instrument, which if you don't know what that means, that's just a instrument you load into your DAW, or a program you load into your DAW, and then you can play it on your keyboard to make music. It's an instrument that's virtual. It's in your DAW, just like you can play piano on the keyboard or organ, or you can choose what instrument to play on the keyboard in your DAW. This is another one that you add. And this is BBC Symphony Orchestra Discover. And it's awesome. It's really cool. You get to play a whole orchestra. It's really cool. If you're joining me and you have any questions while we're going through this, or any comments, or something's gone wrong last week, the camera stopped for no reason, let me know, because I'm not always paying attention over there while I'm looking at my symphony orchestra over here. So if you have any questions or just want to chat, let me know. Live chat on the side of the video. All right, so let's take a look at it. So how you get this is you go to the worldwide internet webs and you lose your window. There it is. Now you found your window. The Spitfire Audio is who makes this, and Spitfire Audio is really, really good. They're like the premier maker of software instruments for symphonies and stuff. I mean, they have like $1,000 virtual instruments you can buy. Like a single virtual instrument will cost you $1,000 or more, because they go in and they actually physically record these full symphony orchestras with all the mics and stuff, and then they turn it into an instrument. This one is the BBC Symphony Orchestra, as you can tell by the title. So you're kind of getting $1,000 orchestra instrument here for $49, or even free. I'll explain that free in just a second. So you can see here. Oh no, you can't see that. Sorry, I brought it up, but I didn't change my window. There you go. So now you can see this is the Spitfire website. This is the Discover page, the Symphony Orchestra page. You can see here, BBC Symphony Orchestra by Spitfire Audio. Discover is the one we're talking about today. So Discover is, so BBC Symphony Orchestra, they have several packages of. They have Discover, Core, and like Full or something, I'm not sure. And the full one's like $1,000, like I just said. But this is Discover. It's kind of a simplified version, but the exact same recordings. It's just not nearly as customizable, and you don't get all of the single instruments and things like that. So you can see here, add to cart for $49. So if you want to buy it right this instant, you can buy it for $49, or you can click or free. And if we click on that, it's probably not going to, yeah, because I already have it. I can't show you what would happen. But basically, if you click on that or free, it'll take you to an application. It had like 20 or 30 questions. It was fairly long, and you had to write some stuff out. So it's an application, kind of like a survey, so that I think they can probably get ideas about the customers and who's using this and whatnot. You fill that out. It took me probably 20, 30 minutes. And then you turn it in. You have to wait 2 weeks. But then they send you the Discover instrument for free. No catch as far as I found. You just have to fill out the application and wait 2 weeks. That's the only difference from the $49 one. That one you can just get right now if you want it. But you can certainly get it for free. And I think they're probably, I'm not totally sure. I think I read this somewhere. But I think they're offering it for free for like, so that people who are interested in this kind of thing, like students or educators or people who might want to use the orchestra to make music but can't afford the $1,000 packages, have a way to do so, which I think is really, really cool. So if you're like a music student or a teacher or anything, and you need a way to conduct an orchestra or write orchestra scores, check out Discover. It's really good, and it sounds fantastic. All right, so I already have that downloaded and everything. To do so, they have their own installer. You install on your computer, and then it's simple from there. It'll put it in whatever DAW you want, theoretically. So I have it installed here in Logic, and we will take a look. and listen to it, and I'll try to play something, but I'm not a conductor, so it's probably not going to go super great. Again, if you have any questions while we're going through this, let me know in the live chat. Ryan used GarageBand when he was 9. Wow, that's impressive to mix an orchestra. Didn't know what you were doing. I would guess you didn't know what you were doing with a full orchestra at 9 years old. If you did, your name would be Mozart, probably. But all right. So I have Logic open, and I already have it loaded here if you don't have it loaded. So you click on wherever you get your software instruments. In Logic, it would be down here in AU Instruments. That's where the ones you've downloaded yourself are. And then it's under Spitfire Audio and BBC Symphony Orchestra Stereo. And then if I click on it, there it is. The BBC Symphony Orchestra Discover. And I love this interface. So it's actually a visual layout of the orchestra, and these are all the sections and instruments that you can play on your keyboard. Then down here you have different notes you can have them play. They can play long, they can play spiccato, which is just really quick, or pizzicato, which is like picking, pink. Like you didn't know what picking sounds like. And then you have a couple controls over here. I believe this one is dynamics. Yep. This one's dynamics. This one is expression, which expression is basically volume, and dynamics is similar to volume, but it's really how loud or soft they're playing the instrument. So it won't turn it all the way up or all the way down. It'll just be like a soft bow or a really loud hard bow. And then here, this is, what is this? Oh, that's reverb. This is your reverb, so you can change the amount of reverb on the instruments. It doesn't look like it's on, but I could be wrong. Maybe that's not available for this specific one. I'm not sure. We'll mess with it. All right. So let's go through, and I'll show you a couple of these here. So I got to put on my headphones so I know what I'm doing. Check over here. Yep. Oh, that's good. Okay. So I think you can hear this. What did I click on? Let's start with basses, because that makes sense. So here's the basses. Out of the way, Ronald. You got cellos. Violas. Violins 2, violins 1. So you have all of your string sections. And while you go through these, you might think, oh, those don't sound super great by themselves. Just the single section by itself, some sound okay, some might not sound great. This really shines when you mix them all together into a full orchestra score, and then they blend really well. But some of the instruments do sound good by themselves as well. So the green is the strings, the red is the horns. So we have a quartet of horns. It's got a French horn symbol, but I don't know if that's just French horns or if it's... I think it's just French horns. Here's where we have trumpets, trombone, tenor trombone, bass trombone, and everybody's favorite, the tuba. So those are your horns you have, and then here you have your woodwinds, piccolo. That would be way up here. I have to go top of my keyboard. Flutes. Those sound really good. Oboes. Oops. Oh, that was no L. Clarinets. Bassoons. I love the bassoon. Like the tuba of the woodwinds. And then up top we have our keys and our percussion. So here you have a choice of harp, or I still don't know how to say this instrument. Celeste? Is that how you say it? So here we have the harp. And the Celeste, that's how I'm going to say it. Then we have our timpanis. I was wanting to do that. And our untuned percussion. That's like random cymbals and claves and shakers and tambourines and that sort of thing. And here we have tuned percussion, which you have tubular bells. Where are they? We have marimba. If you want to write the score for Catch Me If You Can. Xylophone. And glockenspiel. So that's all the instruments. That's a ton of instruments. Ryan says that sounds awesome. I know, it sounds really good, doesn't it? Especially for a free instrument. Even for a $50 instrument, it sounds incredible. And I didn't play with any of the notes you can add, but like, so if we go to cellos, let's do cellos. No, let's do violas. That's good. So we have our long. We have spiccato. We have our pizzicato. I think that's how you say it. That's the picking. Can't help but do this. And then tremolos. Woo. Not vibrato, but tremolo. So you have those options for all of your strings. You have long and staccatismo for your horns, which is like, yeah, the short notes. So tons of options there. So I'm going to go through and play a couple of them in song form, put them together just so you can see what they sound like together. So let's start with the basses here. Yeah, let's start with basses. I'm not a composer or conductor or play strings or keyboard, so this is going to be basic. I got a chord sheet from a hymn I did that's got easy chords on it, so we'll just do the first 2 lines of that or see what happens. Let's start with basses. There we go. So let's hit record. Okay, so do my root notes with the basses. Now let's go. So I've made another track and I've added another instance of the instrument here. So I'll open up that instance and then I'll choose cello. Let's go with the cellos. Well, the cellos play the thirds. I don't know. This is not how you normally write music, but that's all I got. So we'll have the cellos play the thirds and see what we get. There we go. All right, record. Okay, there's our thirds with the cello. Now let's grab the fifth of our chord. So we got a new instance. Grab the fifth of our chord. Let's use violins. Violins 2. I'm not really sure the difference of the two. Let's use violins 1 because they're the first one, so why not? I'm going to try to play the fifth. Let's see if I can do this in my head. Alright, this is probably not going to go well, but that's okay. Well, I actually played that right. That's surprising. Okay. So we have our chord. Let's listen to what our chord sounds like. So this is the bass. has the roots, and the cello has the third up an octave, and the violins have the fifth up an octave from that. So. I mean, that sounds pretty good. I mean, it's hard to beat that. That sounds so good. Woo! Getting misty here. That was so beautiful. All right, let's play with some more instruments here. So got a basic string part down there. By the way, I'm playing Day by Day, the hymn Day by Day. Ryan says, so excited to try this. You sound like a pro. Thanks. Glad I sound like a pro because I'm not. Yeah, you should try this. It's awesome. If you want it for free, you'll have to wait 2 weeks, but that's cool. It's worth it. Definitely worth it. All right, got another track. Let's open another instance. What should we layer on top here? I don't know, maybe some percussion, maybe some timpani hits. I might make it pretty dramatic, but why not? Alright, got some timpani in there. Let's add something else. I'm just making it up at this point here. What do you think? Maybe like a lead line by a flute or something? What are we in C? Alright, I'm just going to make up a lead line. See what happens. Let's see. That's a good octave. Start with third. Third's always good. Couldn't really hear what I was doing there. Let me turn down the others so we can hear that. Piccolo. Okay. Piccolo's medium. And, of course, the benefit of a virtual instrument. Ryan's filling out the form right now. Do it, man. Do it. So, again, the benefit of a virtual instrument is if I didn't like how Piccolo sounds, I liked what I played, but I didn't like how Piccolo sounds. Let's try that as an oboe part, see what happens. Now my favorite, I have a clarinet part. Like that much better. There we go. Got a little lead clarinet. All right. Let's do 3 more tracks, see what else we can get, and then we'll wrap this up. I just want to give you a good idea of what this sounds like. And again, play with it yourself. It's just really fun to play with. Even if you have no use for an orchestra, it's really fun to play with. If you are using this for like some sort of commercial thing, go ahead and buy it. It's a steal at $49, and I got no problem supporting Spitfire because they do really good stuff, and it's really cool for them to offer this. 1, for just $50, and 2, to offer it for free is just super cool. So thanks for that, Spitfire. I'm not sponsored or anything, by the way. I just think that's cool. All right. I love it when companies give out good quality free stuff. Let's see. Let's add some heart plucks here. See what happens. fifths? Sure. That was okay. It wasn't the best thing in the world, but what are you going to do? All right, 2 more tracks. I just picked 8 arbitrarily, but let's add some horns. I really like how this horn section sounds, this French horn. I think it's French horns. And if you put them low in there, it kind of fills it out. I'm just going to do the roots with those horns and then bring them down a bit low. All right. Alright, sounding good. Alright, let's do one more. I got one more track. What's the last thing we should do? What should we do? We did horns, we did timpani, we did all that. Tune percussion. Xylophone, timpani hits, tune percussion. Part plucks. Maybe a really high piccolo part? Let's try it. Add some super highness there. Maybe I'll do the fifths in piccolo. I think that would sound good. Ooh, that's pretty high. All right, here we go. Let's see if I can play the fifths again. That was the hardest one for me. My brain doesn't work that fast. Here we go. I cheated and added a root on that last one. Okay, there we go. And we don't have anything panned. It has things panned for us, I believe, but I'm just going to add a little panning just for fun. Give a little more separation to them. That's early. Timpani probably shouldn't be panned. Go that way. We'll go that way. That way, this way. All right, there we go. Let's see what we got. Are we ready for our final beautiful orchestration here? Here we go. Now imagine what you could do with that if you actually knew what you were doing. Yeah, so that's BBC Discover. It sounds phenomenal. I was just playing fifths and thirds and making up stuff there. But if you actually went, and I didn't mix anything either, I just did some panning and some minor volume. If you went in and mixed that, added some more reverb, did more complicated parts and more complicated composing, it sounds fantastic. And you can go on their website, and they have some examples. I closed it already. They have examples on there that you can hear them, what they've made with it. It sounds phenomenal. So there you go. You probably won't use this in church like live, like your keyboard player is not going to be putting out a full symphony. Oh, it might be. I don't know. I don't know what you do. But I could definitely see this being used for backing tracks. If you make backing tracks for your band, you could make a great orchestra, low orchestra pad behind it. Good for like soundtracking videos and that sort of thing. Just playing with it. It's just super fun to play with. I'm going to take these off. Super fun to play with. So again, the Spitfire BBC Symphony Orchestra. It's either $49 if you want it immediately, or fill out an application and wait 2 weeks and you can get it for free. Hope Ryan's already filling out the form, so hope you get it soon, Ryan. All right, so that's all I got. Again, I'm not sponsored by Spitfire or anything. Wish I was. Spitfire, if you want, I'm fine with it. But no, I'm not at all. I was just found that myself and was playing with it and thought it was really cool and could have some really good uses for you as a musician, or for you as a worship leader, or whatever you do. I don't know. It's just super fun to play with. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please subscribe to this channel. Hit that button below. I'll make videos just like this about small church tech and tech in general and random things. And by the way, I found this when I was searching virtual instruments to use when I was recording my upcoming album and audiobook, The Soul of Eldritch Earth, 25 Christmas carols. 25. A double album. That's coming out November 16th. November 16th. But I might have something special coming out next week, a month early, for all you worship leaders out there. So stay tuned next week. Thanks so much for joining me, everybody, and I'll see you later. I'll play it again. This will be my outro music.